All right, people, hold on a second. Well, blessings, everyone. I just hope this is a second test, as I stated before. Yeah, I'm going to have to get rid of Mixler. If I'm going to have audio and video that's worth watching, because having Mixler volume on mixes with the volume in the feed anyway to YouTube. So in any case, let's stop this music. Hope everyone's doing all right. Let me put this out here. That is our copyright advertisement. We are live. I need to go check this out here. All right. So, well, let me get back because we do have a chat on on YouTube right now. So, yeah, if anybody came in there and actually chatted, I think we were able to do that. And so well, it should have that still up there, right? Let's get back there. No, it's not there. Why? Okay. Do it again. Anyways, folks, let's get started. This is the latest update for the coronavirus cases. And obviously over 3 million now. There's an app on if you're using a phone, there's an app called Next News that I use to get updates to the states and so on and so forth. News Break, it's called. News Break. Download that app and you can actually, define the areas that you want to get the news from. So you don't have to just get it from your neighborhood. You can get it from any other place you specify. So you can do that. It breaks down the coronavirus news into, like I said, countries and then states, whatever else after that. So what we're going to talk about tonight, something we all should know that's coming, whether it be now or later. Just don't know. We're all getting pretty antsy. There's protests going on, of course. I think we need to pray for everything. I mean, pray for these protesters. And because this is what, is this the one that's not loading? There we go. This is what, and this is from End Time Headlines. It's not being, I don't know. Yeah, this is the one that's causing problems. Keep getting that yellow warning. But anyway, this doctor who is now, well, she was just live on TV with this coronavirus update. But as you can see from the title, I'm not even going to read it. It is originally from Christian Broadcast Network, I believe. So, Dr. Deborah Brooks says U.S. needs to continue social distancing through the summer. I tell you what, man, that is never going to happen. Some other things are going to happen in order for us to continue to be under lockdown. That's basically what we are. You shut down our companies. You shut down our restaurants. For what? For the flu. Something less than the flu. People, it's ridiculous, and you all believe it, and I'm sorry for that. You need to pray for your eyes and ears to be open, man, because just go once in your life, go do something for yourself. Have your own thoughts and your own ideas. I know the Common Core, I know our younger people are just brainwashed, and they continue to be brainwashed. I just did a booklet, put together a booklet that our children have to learn from, downloaded it, printed it out, made a book out for my 2 grandchildren, my 2 granddaughters. And I tell you, I tried to do some of the math. What was it, last week? I think I already told you about this, but I don't understand. There's no logic to it. There's no logic to it. It's just something they're told they need to do that is a secret, I guess, when they're in class. And if they don't remember it, well, but anyways, it's not going to work. As soon as there becomes, especially with all this lockdown and all this just demonizing and fear mongering that this government has put upon these people. And I'm afraid, if you don't wake up very, very soon, this will, culminate into a type of communism where the government will be in control of everything. And we're going to talk about the food too, that we've talked about many times that they're trying to take control of. You're going to hear from at least 1 or 2 people from that in another headline. Yeah, I mean, we could open up this darn country and get these businesses back to work. We can practice some social distancing. I mean, we can learn from that. I mean, they should come out with, and I agree with, some type of rules for later on when people get sick. I used to see a lot of people, especially during the winter, come in with their noses all pink or red, and they're sniffling, their eyes are all watery, pollen and stuff like that is a different story. But if you're actually sick, you have a cold, or you have what you think is a cold turns into the flu, don't go to work. Obviously, especially if you're working around other people. Stop, thinking only of yourself and your next paycheck. Or you could, end up not having one at all. This, why do you think they're talking about? Why do you think that they have, and they're still talking about, the universal income? $1,000 a month. For the $1,200 you got, are you going to receive another one to pay for your next month's bills? Are you going to receive any money to pay for your next month's bills? I mean, people, this is just another way for them to take away all your money. Yeah, you're going to have to use all your savings, all your 401ks that you got, or IRAs or anything. You're going to have to cash them all in. You're going to end up having nothing. This is what they want you to do, to have nothing. So you have to rely on them and do what they say. They're undermining and ruining the supply chain, the food supply chain, and other supply chains. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, let's get into the farmers thing then, okay? And still, remember, April 29th. That is in 2 days. That's on Wednesday. This thing, okay, let's talk about this. Talked about it before, but it's out there still. In 2 days, people. I mean, another giant asteroid to fly by Earth on April 29th. And they made fun of it, okay? They made fun of it. Yeah, now it won't let me do anything. This is supposed to be a touchscreen, and it's not allowing me to do that right now. No, so the space rock appears to be wearing a face mask. Ha 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 ha! Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it happened to be or looked somewhat like a face mask. That's only 1/4 or 1/2 of this rock, which apparently is only about 2.5, miles long. But didn't they say that the one that killed the dinosaurs was only about 3 miles wide? Something like that. So this tells you how fast it's coming. We're going to go down to the video and see the trajectory of it. And man, if Earth wasn't delayed for a time or sped up for a time, or this rock, it would hit us. It looked like it. So we're going to watch this this little clip here, 1 minute, 3 second clip. This, well, they'll show you. This is the asteroid, and Earth is in the blue. So let's just play that for a minute. I'm going to go play that in full mode, though. I know you see how close that comes? But when you get closer, it doesn't look like it's closer. And they'll do that for you, too. Okay, they'll take it and blow it up. And they'll do it one more time. So now we're a little closer. You see, before it appeared that it went right on the line of Earth. And when you get closer, it doesn't. But still, it's close. You're going to see it. Can't miss that. And I'm still working this out. So what I'll do is I'll try and go find how to make this bigger for you to see it. Let's see if that changes. Yeah, only 1 second. Yeah, okay, that changes. And let's go here and play it. See how it works. There's a delay in between, obviously, what I'm doing and what's on the screen, but at least I can make it bigger for you. All right. So let's get back to this. Go to where we once were, and I know you're going to look at, you're looking at obviously a screen with like a living room in it, and I am normally going to be on the left-hand side, what you're looking at, okay, right there. But I'm kind of camera shy right now, so I don't think I want to do it. I want to test this all out first, and see how it goes. I like to have tested the chat, but it appears that it's not needed. So we will remove that and get back to where we were. So let's talk about the farmers. We're going to listen to this guy for a minute. Actually, just a couple minutes is all we need. This man is from, I'm just going to tell you, he's from northern Texas. And you've been hearing a lot of news about the culling of chickens and cows and pigs, and now they're, from what I hear, they're I don't know what you call it, plowing under produce. They're not picking it up. The problem with this people is that because there's nobody in to run the processing plants. Get those people back out to the processing plants. There's no reason why they have to be home. This thing is just, it's not what it's supposed to be. There's no reason why we can't be out running these companies. This is our food now. Yeah, okay, so. Yeah, okay. This may be the problem. They don't want me to play. I'll just keep hitting it until it goes. There we go. Yeah, I thought we were going. All right, so while that loads, well, the whole thing's slowed down now. Yeah, I don't know, folks. I think they've taken me offline. You can see I'm still none of them. it's not scrolling through my tabs. So whatever that may be. Okay. Let's see if I'm still talking. So whatever that may be. Yeah, we still are. I don't know, people. Now it finally goes to that tab. I'm gonna have to call my provider. Let's do yeah. Because this is not what I'm paying for. Should be very high numbers. And it's barely started. So being squeezed out for some reason. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. This is down at 9 and 10. This is the download. I usually get that over 100. And the upload is normally around 10, and that should be at 50. So in the meantime, yeah, they're not gonna let me play it. So just go to my Facebook. It should be available there. I have shared it out there, so go look at that. And we'll get back to the rest of these things here. So U.S. reels towards meat shortages and the world may be next. According to what this farmer's
Bitter Creek, Archer County, North Texas, we have to talk.
now,
State officials will be assisting to help identify potential alternative markets if a producer is unable to move animals and, if necessary, advise and assist on depopulation and disposal methods. Ladies and gentlemen, we are plowing under vegetable crops from coast to coast. We are euthanizing millions of chickens. We are aborting sows and burying feeder pigs. We are dumping milk by the hundreds of thousands of gallons, and now they are preparing us to depopulate the fat cattle ready to harvest because of a bottleneck created by the effects of COVID. This thing hasn't been created by COVID, but the effects of COVID and the logistics therein. We are in trouble. Our food supply is in trouble, and I am appealing to producers and consumers across the nation to start calling. Yesterday, the first shipment of imported beef from the country of Namibia hit the shores of the United States of America. And yet this morning, they are telling us to prepare to euthanize harvest-ready cattle.
okay.
Am I the only one that sees a problem?
Namibia. Okay, I've never heard of that island. Is that an island chain? But you got the gist of it. I can't. They're just giving me all kinds of problems right now. Don't know why. Yeah, supposedly a web browser, Firefox. Whatever. I think they've joined the ranks among Google and all the other ones, Facebook, to literally not get information out there. And folks, I hope you're prepared in some form or a way or another to realize that they're going to shut the internet off. They're going to turn your power off. They're going to shut internet off. It's all going to be shut off. And people get a wind of this. And anyways, you know what we've been talking about before. If this ever happens, if we get, an EMP goes off overhead over the U.S., whether it be, North Korea flying those two things overhead twice a day, is something, a nuclear bomb, or the sun erupts in a certain way that will cause an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, and the lights go out, it only will take 1 year, people. to bring that population down 90%. 1 year. And you're talking an awful way to die. Starvation, from what I hear, I know, I don't know that much about it, but I heard it's one of the worst ways to die. Okay, they are importing inferior beef into this country and giving it to the population while we cull our cattle and pigs and chicken because there's no one to process it. That's all. That's the only reason they're culling them. Well, not the only reason, but it gives them reason to cull them. I don't know. So there you have it with that, folks, and there is a lot more information on it. In any case, what's this one? Farmers dumping milk, you just heard about that. Throwing out eggs, purposely destroying crops, ultimately starving out Americans. We've already got that problem in a lot of other places around the world. They want it here. Yeah, they've been dumping out all this stuff. Starvation of millions over the next 6 months. It's going to take a year. 90% of the population, if they're left to themselves and they don't have food, 90% go in 1 year. In 6 months, people don't have food. Yeah, they will. Yeah, we're just not going to let the food die. Well, go in and destroy it. The owner of Plant City, Florida's Fancy Farms, was quoted in the Wall Street Journal piece to have said, "It's a mental thing. You don't want to see your crop rot and suffer." So that's one of the reasons why they killed them. This is supposedly the new mindset of the farmer, and it makes me wonder who is telling these farmers to toss their products for what reason. I know who it is. The government's been behind the farmers because they make it tough for them. They've controlled weather for years, and they can determine who has a good crop and who doesn't. So why all of a sudden, besides, prophetic things coming to fruition, would the whole world be subjected to flooding? Massive downpours of rain that people don't normally see in a whole year or a month or in a season of rain all overnight. Come on, folks. Besides that, being a warning to everyone that, telling you and reminding you that this world was destroyed by water before. I do believe that God is in this wholeheartedly. Doesn't mean that we can't do anything about it. Whatever his will is will be done anyway. But he's just going to go down sitting and watching your family starve to death? Or are you going to we're all going to, stick together and speak up for one another and look out for each other? This is what happens when we don't, we've been set for years thinking about ourselves and how we're going to do this, that, or the other thing. It's all about me, me, me. In the meantime, your food supply is being killed off. Remember, the government has always controlled this, right? They did it for reasons of controlling the stock market, making people buy, raising the price of this or that. I mean, I've heard about it before. I heard them paying, to pay farmers not to farm at all. Don't think that they don't have anything in it. I mean, if you don't know that you're being lied to, that this mainstream media on this idiot box that they put out there isn't bought and paid for, those people, and they all have the same script. You got to pay attention. You got to look into things. That's why you have laptops. If you want to watch a program in between commercials, go search these things. Food supply, farmers, culling of chickens and cows and pigs. You know, I know, anyways. So with that. So with that, I mean, if they're still, okay, they're still talking about the ventilators and the masks and all these things, and they've got enough of them now, but now that they're getting them, they're shipping them to other places. You know, Trump says, well, I'm going to ship them to other countries who need them, you know. Our, you know, goodwill will hold weight, I guess, somewhere down the line. Yeah, but you also hear in that process stockpiling, right? The U.S. is always stockpiled. You know, in the early days of the gas rationing, back in the odd and even days of your license plates, it was the reserves. You know, our reserves are getting low. That's another word for stockpiling, right? Something like that. So you remember this executive order that reveals this impending disaster that may be coming to the U.S., right, folks? I mean, could this be it? You know, remember, we got to look to the 2 o'clock position on the 29th, probably through May. You know, when people give me dates, I just look all around it. But here you got this thing, strange enough, coming on the 29th, with people stating the dates elsewhere. You've also got people talking about early May and mid-May. You're talking about our government telling us, at least here in Connecticut, we're not going to go anywhere until May 20th. You know, Trump tried to make it earlier. There was an early date of May 1st to the 5th. Now it's still back to the 20th, or maybe June. Yeah, you're not keeping me in my house spring and summer. No, I haven't really had a spring and, well, last year, except for last year, we haven't had a spring in many years. Just, it's almost May. I remember having many heat waves in May of 90 degrees. That's a heat wave, 90 plus on multiple days. Yeah, and it's still, the nights are still anywhere from 35 to 44 degrees in the past couple days and continuing the next couple days. That's the nighttime low temperature. Daytime temperature is not much better. Tens of thousands of Californians packed beaches during the heat wave, despite Newsom's plea to stay home. This is just a prelude of what's going to happen when the weather gets better everywhere. You know, when spring's here, but the weather isn't. Yeah. In the meantime, we're still supposed to be in lockdown. No money coming in from our jobs. Businesses going out of, business. Those people having to find other jobs. I don't know. You tell me. San Diego will face an arrest and possible charges for organizing a freedom rally. What is this country? What is it turning into? You don't hear about these things normally in this country. This is in other countries like Venezuela and France, maybe. Yeah. Yellow Jackets. Whatever happened to them? Well, obviously the price of oil went down, so the price of their gas, I'm sure, went down too. They got their way there. That's why you don't hear about them anymore, because it was about the prices of oil and gas. And so this last thing that I'm going to end here with is this story that just, starts out with these far-fetched ideas about what happened to Kim Jong-un. This was the original one from April 20th. Grave danger after surgery. He was in grave danger. Let's see, what else are we hearing? North Korea's Kim Jong-un reported by Japanese media to be in a vegetative state. Remember that one? Yeah. Citing the medical team treated Kim Jong-un is reporting that the 36-year-old had been left in a vegetative state following a botched heart surgery. Well, we've heard some other things too. I mean, this one, Kim Yo-young to succeed brother in an emergency. So he is the next in charge until we figure out unless we don't figure out. Kim Jong-un sent letters to Syria, Cuban leaders, state media. That's what they say. Sent a diplomatic letter to Syria President Bashar al-Assad, state media, amid speculations a North Korean leader could be in poor health. Large coal ship spotted in North Korea. I'm just going down these things because from UPI, because I don't normally, there was a lot of things that I wanted you to see. I guess they report mostly on these things over there. South Korea, U.S. to open consulate. Judge blocks, this is another good one, California's ammunition purchase law. Well, no, they blocked, there was another block from a judge. Yeah, which means that you don't have to have a background check in order to purchase ammunition. Ammunition. I always say that wrong. Anyway, Kim Jong-un evacuated from Pyongyang, reports say. Yeah, could be sheltering in and undisclosed. Could be. It's all speculation so far, unless there's news today. Some of this is latest news, though. Undisclosed location in North Korea's eastern coast, according to multiple press reports. Could be. There's a multiple, including us, I guess, PGN Live. That, yeah, could be sheltering in place, could be in a, vegetative state after a possible heart surgery botch. Yeah, the guy was so nervous working on his leader, people watching him. Oops. Or he did it on purpose. Yeah, anyway, China dispatches COVID-19 test kits to North Korea. Moon Jae-in on North Korea policy. Small test. Anyways, Korea firm launches COVID-19 vaccine trials, ships test. And you all know from that last article that I put out on Facebook, right? And it's been out there on, there's a YouTube video about it. I think that's where I got it from. About that hot mic. You remember the hot mic, right? Well, these people were setting up for the COVID-19 task force, right? So, yeah, during that setup, they were talking about the numbers and so on and so forth. But the biggest thing to me was that they had mentioned that they were all vaccinated, which meant that they were A-OK, so they didn't have to worry about anything. And there is one other person talking about it that I've seen out there. Was this him? Well, this is your hot mic too. Yeah, this is what's his name? Jamie Dlux. I'm not sure if this was the one that I was looking at. But you remember this video about the two doctors, right? Discussing things that were going on.
Warning. I chain smoke and I say.
That's reassuring.
Yeah,
USC. Everybody here's been vaccinated anyway.
Vaccinated? For what?
USC and LA County Public Health come up with a study.
Okay, well, that's all I'm going to put in there. But I will leave this link so you can go and watch and listen to these doctors talk. I believe this might be just part one. Let's see if the other doctor talks. I don't see him on it yet, but the other doctor goes into link 2 from another video. You might be able to find part 2 somewhere. But just listen to this doctor. And why the heck do we need trauma surgeons? Okay, emergency trauma surgeon call. Okay, and why do we need trauma surgeons for a virus, for an epidemic of viral infection? Trauma surgeons, go look at it. Go find out what trauma means. Blunt force trauma. It's not a blunt force virus. It's a trauma. Okay, why do we need all them? Why do you need to stockpile gas, these masks, these, and whatever you call them, you know, have a little filter on it? Well, you might need it for ash. You might need it for a bunch of other things. I mean, we all know that we're living in strange times and very trying times, you know. Tribulation, I believe that we are actually living in. And it's going to get worse. It most certainly can get worse. In any case, yeah, big fail over there. So if you want to go and check out some of this news from South Korea, there's also Agenda Free. He does a lot of video and searching. I believe it's Agenda Free YouTube on the Koreas and so forth over in that area. Yeah, Iranian launch of satellite may violate UN resolution. Why are we letting someone who states that they're going to wipe Israel off the map and U.S., both, you know, Zion and, you know, the mother of all Zion, the U.S., and we're letting them develop rocketry to bring them into space? You know, I don't think there's going to be any good for the U.S. or Israel from that. No, they won't use, you know, peaceful modes like having a nuclear program for science and you know, to generate electricity. Of course, yeah, that's all they want to use it for. Come on, what's the matter with people? Sure. And in the meantime, they keep testing their rockets in the deserts, and now they claim that they can reach, you know, Tel Aviv. I guess that's the capital. Is Jerusalem the capital, or is it Tel Aviv? Oh, that's what they want to destroy. So I'm watching the video, and I don't know, it looks pretty boring. So I may have to just delete it. I'll leave it out there for the first, 43 people that I normally go there all the time, and then I'll just delete it. At least you'll get the news from there. It doesn't, you know, if I'm not on there talking, you know, you don't really get the feeling of what I'm trying to put out there that other people have done. Nobody wants to help me, but so I got to do it myself and you know, troubleshoot. So with that, everyone, it's Monday, and Lord willing, I will see you on Wednesday. God bless everyone. Peace out.